Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend D.G. Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I'm here for Peter.
That's right, Ray. Don't forget it. All right, kids. That's right. It's the end of the month. You know what that means. It's time for another Australian sausage fest. That's right, kids. I am Phil, joined by Australia's finest. We've got the Signal of Doom's Dave. Mix it up sometimes.
Hi. How are you? Hi, Phil. Hi, Ray. Great to be here for another exciting installment in the Spider-Cast. And, I'm just loving to be here.
And the High Priest of Conchu, or as we like to call him, the High Priest of Sausage. It is Ray.
Hey, how you going, everybody? Hey, Dave, how you going? Hey, Phil.
Look at him dressed
again, huh?
Dressed like a pimp today. Look at him.
Back in there.
How many virgins have you sacrificed, Ray, since last month? How many?
Whoa!
7?
Who haven't I sacrificed,
7?
Dave? You know?
Whoa!
I tell you what, it's hard finding a virgin these days. That's the hardest part, you know.
Did you know, you know, as an aside, I don't know if you guys saw it on the news, but...
Virgins?
No, I can't remember for the life of me. I think it was in Europe somewhere, the floods or something, the water has subsided, the water levels, and they found this thing that looks very akin to Stonehenge. You know, these ancient...
Well, the aliens landed, dude.
Well, I was about to say...
landed. We all know it, yeah.
I was about to say they found my altar, but there were these rocks positioned in circular... Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Go check it out. I think it's in Portugal.
I played Assassin's Creed. I've gone into the heart of the mystery. It's all a fiction that's been fed to you. The facts through the fiction, Ray. That's what it is, man. The aliens landed, dude. We know it. We know it. Not super relevant to this podcast, but still it happened. You know?
They say 1 out of 3 people have been probed, so one of us have been.
Whoa!
I've been probed, not necessarily by an alien. We're working some of our best material at 10:30 on a Saturday night, Ray. It's good to see you.
That's it. Loving it.
Ray's like, probing?
Sounds like a plan, Jan.
Whatever gets it through the night.
That's it. I don't think there was anything remotely connected to the stories that we're about to cover with what we're talking about. But,
it would be a stretch. Yeah. It would be a stretch, I would suggest. How are you, Phil?
Good. How are you?
Rock and roll, man.
I said I'm great, man. I was just yesterday, a little after this, I was sitting here just listening to D.G. Chichester and Fabian Nisa just talk back and forth.
Wow.
I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Got a lot of insight in the comics.
What show was that on? Is that on your Chichester chats?
Yeah.
Yep. That was on?
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Man, that's cool. That's cool.
Just got a lot of insights in the 90s comics and how things were done. And...
Nice. I always love hearing about the 90s.
I'll definitely check that out. Yeah.
Speaking of 90s...
We had,
sorry.
I just put... Sorry, go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
No, that was segueing into what we're covering. But, it sounds like you got a story.
Well, I was just gonna say, I'm very impressed by what Phil had there. I actually really want to listen to that. We had Val Semiax on last week on Signal of Doom. Actually, I put it up this week because I've been away on a work offsite. So I just put the interview up, and he was really interesting, actually. He talked a lot about Alan Grant and working on Lobo and Conan and just a lot of story. Like, a really nice guy, too, actually. Super nice. Yeah. It's a pleasure to chat to these guys, but I'll definitely check that one out, Phil. That sounds very interesting.
Oh, yeah. They get in the creative processes and, you know, why things happen the way they did in the 90s. Why did we get so many crossovers? Why did we get so, just...
Yeah, that'd be really interesting.
Sales. That would be...
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
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 Oh yeah, when they got into marketing, it's like yeah, it was easier to sell, a big event or a crossover than it's just here's this monthly book. Yeah.
The funny thing is, they don't sell the numbers now, but they do the exact same thing now. So people talk like the 90s, the events. They do just as many events now.
I think they do more now.
More. I think they do more.
Yeah. One doesn't end.
Less successfully.
One doesn't end now before another one begins.
They just keep spamming it. Yeah.
That's what I said.
They value the events.
They do. Absolutely.
And it makes you sick of them too, because like that, there's one going on now. It's an Avengers, X-Men, Eternals one. I'm like, I'm really not collecting that unless it runs to a book I'm already getting. No.
Exactly. It doesn't become an event anymore. It becomes a regular, ongoing thing. You need that kind of break where you go back to your favorite title and Scarlet Spider, and you have 10, 15 issues of just just his own thing, and then you have an event.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was. Ray and I were just talking about.
Somehow weakened the line.
Ray and I were just talking about New Amazing Spider-Man. The next 2 issues are going to be part of crossovers. I'm like, really? Yeah. Well, number 9 is going to be an X-Men, part of the X-Men one, Ray, and then number 10 is going to be part of that Avengers, X-Men, Eternals thing. It's like,
I just rolled my eyes with the was it Banner of Thor or something?
Oh, the Banner of War, yeah.
Oh, I read all of that. I read all of that, and you know what? Yeah. Honestly, it wasn't like we read all of it on Signal, pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
Was it good?
And the idea of it was cool. It was okay. Yeah, it actually was a lot better than I expected. But but I only read I don't know if there were more issues than what I read, which was just like 5 or so.
Yeah.
It was totally inessential, but it was kind of interesting, But I think it was helped that it wasn't every man and his dog in that event. It was really just Hulk and Thor and Odin. It was quite a contained cast.
Yeah, but the thing is,
was it great? No. Will it be remembered?
Yeah.
No.
But the thing is, though, like I collect Hulk and I don't collect Thor, and then it's just annoying when I'm collecting Hulk and these 2 issues. Well, I've got no idea what's going on because I have to read the other issues. It's like I don't want to, so I don't.
And they all went into each other very much so.
Yeah,
they very much went into it. Was like there was no sort of you know how events could be back in the day. You could miss certain things because they were sort of more the backstory, the B story or the C story. That event was just chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, right.
Well, we could fill you. We could fill you in. We could fill you in on those Thor issues, right? They punch each other a lot.
Were there any ramifications? Any lasting ramifications, like for continuity wise, for either character, or no? Look, silence, dead silence. I hear, and just shakes of heads.
No. It was just supposed to be a fight. It was
damning.
It was kind of like an extended fight, and it was kind of cool because Odin came out.
Out of Thor's hammer,
Hulk's
he's like talking to Banner in Hulk's head, yeah.
Oh.
You know how
what?
Yeah, it was kind of cool, but it wasn't like.
Okay. Well, then I read it. For the start. Yeah, spoilers at the end. I mean, Thor gets Hulkified, and then Odin lets Hulk pick up the hammer. So yeah, is
that it? Oh, come on. I want something. Yeah, see these crossover things. I mean, as you say, Dave, that is good in the fact that it's just a little small one, so it's not too extensive. But at the same time, I mean, anyway, sorry, Phil.
It was what it was. I mean, on this topic, before we move on, I honestly, my feedback would be to Marvel and DC. I think that they have devalued their actual line by spamming these events without stopping for like a decade, and I think that it's actually weakened the line.
What would you say to CB, Dave?
CB, maybe turn it in, put the gun to your head, and just see what happens, man. Like, maybe time to swallow a bullet, CB, because you've been a disgrace. Or maybe go back to Japan, CB, as Akira Yoshida, a very fat Japanese man, in like a kimono or something, and do anything other than what you're doing, CB, because you've got it all wrong. I'd love to get him on Signal. And I'll address him.
After that invitation, I don't know how he'd say no.
Yeah, I mean, CB, sitting on his throne of lies is what I always say.
Oh, that's what me and Lilith have been talking about. We're like, man, I know he won't show up, but we're like, we should put, for one of our anniversary episodes, put Brian Michael Bendis on trial.
Oh god.
Just
do it, man.
Just invite everyone who wants to present evidence. It's like, well, I present.
Wow.
Ray, be like, here. Yes, I present his Superman run.
Exactly. Oh god.
Yeah, which sucks. Like I honestly regret. In a weird way, I used to really like Bendis, and God, it was a long time ago now. But I remember
he had some good stuff early on.
It was fantastic. It was amazing.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but it's been a long, long time since, like, and
the well is
the world
dry.
moved on.
Oh, the early to mid 2000s, the world was Bendis's oyster, but
Yeah,
that was good.
At least the good news is now he's moving on from even DC, so it's kind of like, go and do your crappy indie stuff at Dark Horse. Like, good luck to you.
I know, man. He fell flat there because when he was coming to DC, they had 2-page ads. Bendis is coming, and then that Superman thing kind of went.
I know.
Yeah,
really sickening.
How is his JLA?
And we gave it a try.
He's already done with jail. He's already done with Justice League. He's doing a Legion of Superheroes vs. Justice League miniseries. Issue 1 came out in January. Issue 5 just came out last week.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Like an extended deadline.
And he's phoning that in. We did a couple of episodes of that on Legion Outpost, a couple of issues of it, and I mean it was hated by the fans. Like in general, he's got a few defenders. Like he's got a few people who are like just happy there's a Legion book, and so he has their vote. But the vast majority are just like, what is this shit?
Well, Dave, did you read the newest issue? Did you read the newest issue, Dave?
Which one?
Number 5, I think.
No, I haven't.
I mean, again, it's just Bendis dialogue. Everyone knows what Bendis dialogue is. It's like, oh, let me see that gold. Let me see that gold Green Lantern or that gold Lantern ring. What gold Lantern ring? Wait, you want me to give you my ring? Yes, I want you to give me your ring. No, I don't want you to give you my ring. Yes, you will give us your ring. It's like, what? It's just Bendis talking heads back and forth, everyone repeating
and everything. Also, that gold lantern, Green Lantern guy, I'm so sick of it. Like, Bendis' great creation. Like, it's up there with his other great creation, Naomi, who also sucked.
Who only lasted one season on television.
Yeah, and also up there with, like, can I say, Echo and many other Bendis creations, which suck. Like... Yeah, anyway. Luckily, Bendis isn't involved in any of the comics we're doing tonight, so that's good.
Exactly. Lovely segue there, Dave. The comics we are doing tonight, Phil?
All right, well, yes, we're doing 3. The first one, here, let me give you dates and stuff. Sensational Spider-Man number 6, The Ultimate Responsibility. Where's my cover date? July 1996. Writer and penciler Dan Jurgens. Inker Claus Jansen, colors Gregory Wright, Malibu Color, letterer Richard Star King's Comic Craft, and editors Mark Bernardo and Ralph Macchio. So, what did we think? It's a big Jessica issue.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was it needed to be done.
So yeah, I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, it needed to be done. It kind of ties up her mini arc.
Oh yeah,
right. So, and I'm not the biggest fan of Bendis, as you probably would have gathered. But this was decent. This was decent. I love the art. The art was good. Jurgens did do the art as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he wrote and penciled.
I was going to say, and as I've mentioned before, we've mentioned many times before, he's a way better artist than he's a writer. So yeah, the art was really good. Yeah, I don't know, Dave. I mean, yeah, did you enjoy it as well?
Yeah. So this was Sensational Spider-Man number 6 we're talking about, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I very much enjoyed this. This was my favorite of the 3 we did tonight.
Oh.
I thought this was extremely enjoyable. And yeah, I was kind of getting invested. She's the daughter of the Prowler. Am I right?
No, that original burglar who shot Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm calling him the Prowler, but sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
not Hobie Brown.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, the burglar. Yeah.
Although, yeah, I love the issue, and I love the way it wrapped up, how he goes into the fire. It's so funny that he's blonde. Is that a bleached blonde?
Yeah. Yeah, right, Phil? Like he goes out of his way to bleach his hair.
Who Ben? Ben Reilly? Yeah. He did that. Yeah.
It's quite. When I was looking at this issue, I was like, it is quite the Bleach job.
Yeah, he did it. Like, just because he didn't want people to think he was Peter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I want to point out Dan Jurgens' art is good. I almost saw a John Romita influence.
Yes, me too.
I
thought that.
And I
as
had
well.
to check now, but I want to point you to page 3 of this issue. How bad the artwork is here. On as she's putting the envelope into her bag, and she's like, "Spider-Man found you and killed you." Do you see the artwork on her face? That is up there with some of John Romita Jr.'s laziest artwork. And I was like, man, that is bad art, because like it doesn't match the face even on the same page. If you look at it, she's got like a boxer's jaw up in the top left-hand corner, and then you go down further, and she's got like a sort of much more feminine looking, jaw. It's just like, what is going on with his artwork?
Yeah, there are some inconsistencies.
But Klaus Janson on inks does enjoy this style, and it's really coming through. But the story itself, like the way Ben's flirting with this chick in the diner, with all the cash and stuff.
Desiree,
yeah. And then she sees it, and I want to point again to it's page 254 in mine. There's a piece of artwork where she's going, "Where's a mailbox?" And she literally looks like like a transvestite kind of thing in drag. If you look at that image.
I can see what you. Well, the trench coat isn't drawn. It's drawn as if it's made out of cardboard. You know, the trench coat.
Are you seeing it, Phil?
Oh yeah, I can't find no virgins anymore, Dave. You know.
And Dave, I was about to say, I can understand why you thought it was JR purely because it was raining. John Romita Jr. loves the rain.
He does. He does. It's like, if it's not raining, he's not writing Spider-Man or drawing Spider-Man. But my favorite issue of the issues, I enjoy all the issues we did tonight for different reasons, but I thought this was a particularly good one, and I liked the way it wrapped up in one issue. And we were just talking earlier this show about like the non-stop events. Well, this is part of a big event, but as an individual issue, it kind of wraps itself up fully inside the issue.
Yeah, I think there's a finality to it too, because I believe this is Dan Jurgens' last issue. So
yeah.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, because next issue there'll be a new writer. Yeah.
Yeah, and as you're saying, Dave, as well, I mean, it is part of a kind of bigger event. It's not really an event, though. It's kind of like just a stretched out. It is kind of a stretched out serial.
Yeah.
It kind of branches off the main idea, of the saga. So I think it's really good. One of the main things for me was Spidey or Ben making that slide for the people out of the building. I thought that was pretty funny because you see him more and more around this time making stuff. Like we saw him make skis,
hang glider.
So I love it how he does this. He doesn't do too much of it these days, but very creative.
Well, like, why not?
I think so.
I like it when he used to create like the hang glider off the webbing. You know, that was fun. Like, why not? Like, oh, it's so realistic now. No, it's not. I've seen so many
Spider-Man,
comics, Marvel comics are just so terrible now, and they're not realistic at all. So why can't Spider-Man have hang glider webbing? Like, it's not like it's that out of the bounds of what they do now. Like,
I have a feeling it is. Probably people wouldn't buy it, but it's just a fun factor, seeing Spider-Man on skis, water skis or whatever, out of webs. It's cool. I mean, so this is really cool. And obviously the big thing kind of changes Jessica's thoughts on Ben. She's all hell bent on ruining his life with the information she has, but
exposing him.
But then by the end, when he saves all those people from the fire, she's like, "We can't be as bad as she always thought."
But it's like what all his previous heroics for the past fucking 30 years you've not heard of, and then luckily he rescues some people from a fire, and you're like, "Oh, I guess I won't expose him." It's like, okay, where was he during fucking all the other shitty stuff?
Phil, you might have to.
I know. But no, I mean, yeah. Again, I guess you just have to hammer it over her head because, she's actually standing there witnessing the whole thing. But and again, I think Dan Jurgens wanted to tie this up since he was leaving. And again, I don't think we see Jessica ever again. So
no, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, so it was a good closure for this character, and as I said, it tied it up, and that's it. You don't really have to.
At least it's like original, because a lot of times in a story, if somebody finds out the hero's identity, they end up dead or something. So at least they didn't just quickly kill her off or something.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And she was a potential love interest. It seems like for Ben previous to this.
Oh yeah. I mean, it could have gone a different route.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
It could have gone a different route as well, Phil. It could have gone that she got so twisted she became a villain herself and
true.
Became an arch nemesis. But
modern comics.
But this was, unexpected.
The daughter of the burglar. The daughter of the burglar. What a nemesis.
She can take pictures of you. She can take you at good angles and bad angles. I thought it was a decent kind of wrap up for her arc.
Oh yeah.
I was glad. I was actually glad as well because you know how there tends to be a lot of loose threads now, like with this saga, because there's all these little stories happening.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's good to see that this one has a finality to it.
Oh yeah, they're gonna.
We're still no closer to the mastermind. We're still no closer to the mastermind.
Oh yeah, you got nothing with the mastermind this week. Yeah, this month. Yeah, nothing. But now that Jessica's gone, they're gonna be start throwing you potential girlfriends from now till the end because it's it could be Desiree. There's at least an issue or two where they bring back. It's could Betty Brant be the one? They just start throwing women at them, and it's just
Well,
that's
Desiree.
Okay. I mean, that's a bit of fun.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it is. Oh, it's great. I mean, so Desiree. I think it's in this one or the other issues. She comes at him hard as well, so you can see that she's really trying to pushing her.
Big time,
yeah.
It's this one. It's this one where she's
I
like my sauce hot, like my man.
The double entendres. Yeah, that's good one. Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's good.
And he's like, you're always with these guys who who you think just want your money, and you're right, they do.
You're attracted to and you're attracted to me because I'm not into you, that sort of stuff. So
yeah, I'm not into you. I don't need you. I'm a drifter. He's laying on pretty thick, and then he's just like, I got to get out of here. And he's like, I'll get out of here. Catch you next time.
Probably made her want him. Probably made her want him even more.
Yes, exactly.
I tell you what. I tell you who you are, and I gotta go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's.
I'm giving this issue a 7.5.
Ooh.
You guys are doing. I put a 7.5. I quite enjoyed this issue.
Talk about coming at it hard, man.
Dave, out of the gates. How about you, Phil?
I mean, it was good. Again, there were some hiccups in the artwork. Maybe a 7.
Yeah, I'd give it a 7 as well. I enjoyed it. It was enjoyable.
Yeah.
I mean, and if anything, it was more that kind of gratification that this kind of wrapped up well, for her. So yeah. Had all the ingredients of a nice Spidey story. Yeah, it's got Desiree, and then it's got him, saving innocence, and it's got everything. It's good.
You know what it would have been? I imagine this would have been like a good episode of the animated series or something.
Oh, maybe.
It felt like
this would work.
It felt just like a little episode in itself, which I like. It didn't feel like it was part 25 of, some storyline. It was just like it was a one and done. And I like a one and done in comics. Because they've got so much established setup. It's like a sitcom. They've got so much established that you can do a one and done because the supporting cast is all lit up. Like, we're not meeting the characters for the first time. We knew from previous issues where this woman was going with this photo and stuff, and she wanted to post it to J. Jonah and blah blah blah. But it was fun stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
And Dan Jurgens, see you later. That's it. The Spider-Man. I wouldn't say you did anything more than phone it in. You didn't set the world alight, Dan. I'm sorry to say. What do you think of Dan Jurgens' reign, Ray?
Oh yeah, just solid writing, nothing great. He did break the toy that he was given. Let's just say that. He
Sure.
just he did well in that
Didn't
regard.
desecrate the character or the trademark.
He didn't know nothing. He didn't take risks, but he was very much, it was editorial. I'm imagining, dictating a lot of stuff. So he had a few parameters to work with, but very safe.
Well, again, there might have been editorial interference. I mean, from what I hear, he wanted to rate Peter Parker, and he didn't get Peter Parker. He got Ben Reilly, and then at some point in his run, I think they were like, "Oh yeah, we're going to switch it back eventually. Peter Parker's going to be the original Spider-Man." So it's like,
but was he not aware there was a clone saga, and like that was the whole thing?
Well, I don't know how early he signed. Yeah, I don't know. But
well, maybe you should get him on the show. Maybe you should call him now and go, "Hey Dan, how are you? What was happening when he took on Spider-Man? Were you aware there was a clone saga, or were you just a fool?" And just get his response. Like, simple question, Dan. Love your Death of Superman stuff, but what was going on with Spider-Man?
Get him on here so Dave can grill him.
Go for the roast, Dave. Yeah.
Yeah, well, why not? Like, he's not a god.
I'll bring the gravy.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'll bring the gravy.
Whoa!
and Ray can go. Ray, you could say to him, "Look, I enjoy your art much more than your writing." Backhander.
Well, that's true.
Backhand.
That's a nice backhand, Dave. That's a backhand down the line there.
Dan, can you come on the show so you can get an international thrashing? Yes, please.
Thanks, Dan. You can go now, Dan. We just wanted to answer that one question. Get back and play some golf.
Yeah, I've actually talked to him, but not about this.
Yeah. You've had him on the show as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Hi, this is Dan Jurgens, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
There you go.
Basically, talk to him about
sounder,
DC stuff.
right? Yeah. It's a good sounder. He sounds enthusiastic. He sounds like he's alert. He's motivated.
Yeah, because I didn't attack him, Dave.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, look. I disassociate myself from all my own comments.
I guess people expect the old backhand to the face when they go on a show called Signal of Doom.
That's it, man. Yeah.
That's it.
I can't wait to get Peter David on, and I'm going to ask about his taxes.
Oh, he'll give it back. He'll give it back. Any crap you give him, he'll give it back to you.
Oh yeah. And I'll say to him, "Let's play." I like games. Let's play.
Oh, I told you. I talked to him I think it was 2017, man. He called Charlie a dumbass. I mean, he'll bring it.
Charlie just cops it on the nose.
He had some kind of theory, and Peter David just looked at him for a second. He goes, "You're a dumbass."
I love it.
Tell you as it is. Yeah.
He was just Peter David just lounging back on his couch. He'd be talking the whole time.
I saw the video.
Yeah.
One of the best videos ever is if you look on YouTube for Peter David when he went off about the gypsies. It's awesome. and he starts ranting about the gypsies. And by the way, I don't like gypsies either. So I was kind of with him on it. And forget about someone backpedaling. He was in full flow. And it was awesome.
That's Dave, Single with him. I don't need no gypsy curse. All right.
It is what it is. Where are we? So are we up to Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 413?
Yes.
I think we've talked about Jurgens enough. So
what do you call him? Blurgens, don't you?
Whoa!
So it wasn't meant to be on air, but of course.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was common knowledge.
It's an affectionate term for him.
I know. He blabs all your secrets on air. I mean, the whole that he tells about all the virgins you sacrifice, Ray. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Well, Ray's proud of the virgins he sacrifices to Khonshu. What's what he keeps him in business.
Keeps him in business, full
now, I will
moonlight.
say, that's it, man. Now, I will say, Amazing Spider-Man 413, I really like the cover, which says Toy Wars on it.
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool cover, actually. Whoever did that cover,
Bagley?
I'm not sure if it's a mystery for the ages. It doesn't seem to be credited at all.
But
Tom DeFalco on it is Bagley, yeah. Well, it's good. I really like it. And he does the pencils inside. This is a really fun issue, I thought. And it's really lightweight. And Tom DeFalco teaming up with Mark Bagley, I felt that this was very close to the first issue I love this, and I was intrigued as I was like, "What is going on here?" It's like a miniaturized Spider-Man. Like I love a cold open. I've always loved the cold open.
Yeah, such a cold open. It's really good. Yeah,
it's super cold, but then the reveal, it's like, oh my god, like Mysterio teaming up with someone I've never heard of. And
our old friend Armada, yes.
Yeah, our pal Armada. That's fantastic.
Yeah, has Armada been in it much? Because I've not seen him before.
He showed up like right around the time Ben became Spider-Man. Yeah,
you would have read it, Dave. You would have read him. He turned up. He loves the little robots and stuff. His own robots.
Oh, you can tell from this issue.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He kept saying he's killing all my friends, and I was like, I see Wolverine in there, and I'm like, what's he talking about?
No, he's talking about
his little robots. Yeah,
talking about virgins.
Yeah.
But I love the references.
Mysterio is fake. Mysterio is fake as well.
Well, it's kind of like Doom, isn't he? It's always like a droid or a robot or something. You never get the real Mysterio because
he's so sneaky.
Yeah, he's sneaky. That's his whole thing, right? Because he can't battle someone face to face. He's just a normal guy.
And what did you think of Mysterio's look, Dave? Because like they kind of did that the last time he showed up. They had that suit for it. That was like a new '90s upgraded suit, but instead of the bubble, they almost had it almost looked like he had a head, but it was like all misty like that. But they actually gave him the bubble back, Ray.
Yeah, it looks more like
the bubble. I like the
the bubble. Yeah,
it looking more like Doctor Strange, with the large collar and look at his uniform, the green. He's got like the wrappings around there as well, and the gloves. I mean, I know that you usually have those sorts of gloves.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's a bit of a change, but it's not too much of a change. Like it's an update, but it's kind of like an affectionate update. I like Mysterio, and I thought this was kind of a cool issue actually. And this was kind of like an old-fashioned, like early '80s Spider-Man in that it was a bit of fun, kind of throwaway, but throwaway fun, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And I love it as well. I mean, they did it a lot in the '90s. Phil, we saw it. Like I saw it on your show, The Quantum Zone, where they have these pop culture references. So you got the Ninja Turtles, you got the Xenomorph, you got Godzilla in this. It was so cool to see.
I mean, page 17, right in that left corner. Who is that, Ray? Who is that?
Hang on, who? Page 17.
Right there. Look at the screen. Who is that? Right there on the left there.
Yeah,
I don't know. Did I miss that? Did I miss who that's?
I don't think you could see his ears, but is that somebody familiar, Ray? Is that someone familiar?
Hang on. Let me just say it. Hang on.
The guy behind the ape thing.
Yeah. Like there's a text box that says Aunt May once taught me.
It's Midnighter for sure.
Oh. Batman, my favorite character.
Midnighter behind King Kong, and there's Gumby. So Gumby as well.
Yeah,
because you don't see him attack that one. But Ray, how much would you have enjoyed just to see Spider-Man shatter the head of that Batman toy?
That would be.
Yeah. It does look very much like Batman, just minus the pointy ears.
Midnighter. Is it Midnighter?
I don't know if Midnighter was invented yet at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, Ray, you're stretching when you're saying Midnighter.
Yeah, come on, Ray.
Except it's Batman, Ray.
It's a Phantom Space Ghost.
Yes, Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
But how about at the end we have Peter have one of his headaches.
Headaches. So this is one of the things. Like, and Phil, you're saying his powers slowly coming back.
Yeah, I
assume it is.
Yeah, that's all those powers turning back on. I don't know if that's the spider sense or something going off, but yeah, I mean. Oh yeah, we're gonna get more.
How about what Peter's wearing when he's doing the dishes? Like, how would you describe this midriff revealing sort of like short?
Yeah. That was big in the '90s, though, wasn't it, Dave? Didn't you wear one? I wore one.
No, I didn't wear one. It's like a singlet, but it's cut off, exposing your midriff. It's something like a girl would wear to a gym. But Peter's wearing it.
I was gonna say
guys wore that in the '90s. Yeah,
I agree with Ray, but it almost looks like Peter's wearing one of Mary Jane's outfits.
Yeah.
Except for the bland color. Yeah. Well, maybe. Yeah.
But,
absolutely.
But gee, he really cops it from when he goes, and look at the agony on his face, and he drops the dish as well.
Well, he has like a giant migraine, because
he's suffering there. We know
and
what.
As usual, keeping Mary Jane in the dark. Like Mary Jane's trying to find out what happened, and he's like, "I'm fine. Like,
I can't tell her she's pregnant.
Yeah, it's right. They've got to protect her. Because we know last time he smashed the glass, right? He was holding the glass.
Oh,
in
yeah,
his
he, like,
hand,
kind of
and
squeezed it and shattered it. Yeah.
So something's happening to him. But yeah, the art again is great. I mean, Bagley, he draws the best Spider-Man, seriously.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Like, I love it more than I realized. I didn't realize, because I came to see Bagley's art through Ultimate Spider-Man, I didn't realize he had done so much of the main title prior, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so... No, I think he keeps it really entertaining.
I mean, Bagley, he started when he was still Spider-Man, when he was still doing New Warriors in the 90s, and I mean, they're still bringing him in on stuff.
Yeah.
Because, like, Dan Slott's writing a new Spider-Man book, they're bringing in Mark Bagley.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, dude's had a successful run, like, what, 30 years?
But he'd like...
He has,
apparently he was, he'd stick to deadlines, that sort of stuff. He'd do a mountain of work, so...
Real workhorse, but high quality. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't he like a roofer? Did you say he was a roofer before, or he was a tradie? Yeah, he was like just a tradie.
Oh, nice.
Before. Yeah.
Well, he's a real workhorse. I appreciate it. I mean, I'm giving this issue a 7.5 as well. For me, it's very similar to the previous issue. I really enjoyed these two issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd give it slightly more than the other one, 7.5 as well, just because, it's got all the classic Spidey kind of tale ingredients in there. It's like a one and done. It's kind of quirky. I love that cold opening and Bagley's art as well. And then you get this other stuff with the daily grinds. So again, introducing more little subplots, synonymous obviously with Spider-Man. Just cast of thousands. And Mysterio is always a pleasant surprise. I can't say I was too surprised it was him. I think he even mentions it at the beginning. It must be Mysterio or someone else.
Well, I think at first he's like, isn't Mysterio in prison still?
Yeah. So,
you know what? I actually think it would have been better for him not to have mentioned Mysterio before the reveal.
Yeah.
Because I think that kind of like, the shock of it being Mysterio was like, really? You just mentioned him? Like, if you hadn't mentioned him, it would have been cooler, but it was fun, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Bill, what would you give it out of 10, man?
Oh, I gotta agree with you guys. 7.5. Like, it's good. Again, I always love Bagley art. I liked like you were saying, what Tom DeFalco did with the cold open, and trying to make, I don't know if a fake out or a mystery, where it's just like, how did I get shrunk? I gotta get my ass to the Fantastic Four, the Avengers. But then it's like, then he figures out it's like, hey, no, these are just like robots and giant robots.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen the Lois and Clark episode where Superman is actually shrunk? Like he's miniaturized?
It's been a long time. It's been a long time, but yeah.
Well, I saw it in the 90s super stoned. And I mean to the point where I was like struggling to even understand what was going on.
Lilith?
But I always remember that episode because I was just so bait. And it was on. And whenever I see a miniaturization story, I think of that Lois and Clark episode. It was done well. And I was actually hoping that he was miniaturized for real. I was slightly disappointed that he wasn't. Because ever since then, I do enjoy a miniaturization episode.
Hey, Dave, I met Dean Cain a few years back.
Yeah?
He was at a local...
I got my photo taken with him. Did you speak to him?
Yeah, because I went with my buddy Tyler. Yeah, I mean, he was a super nice guy. I mean, he didn't... I kind of knew why he was there, because he was like, we just moved my son into college or whatever, so, he was probably paying the son's college tuition, but yeah, I mean, it was...
Yeah, I mean, he did a photo opportunity out here in Australia at a convention. I went and got my photo taken with him. It's actually on my Facebook. He seems super nice, like really nice.
Oh yeah, I mean,
good stuff, man.
Tyler wanted to talk to him about an episode or two of Lois and Clark. Yeah, he sat there and talked to him about it. Yeah, no.
Where did you bump into him? Was that at a convention?
Yeah, it was like a local convention. Yeah, no, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's cool, man.
Cool.
Well, I mean, hey, it's a way for those guys to keep on cashing in. And I will say this for Dean Cain. For a few years there, he held that Superman flag up, high and proud in the middle of the 90s. It was very popular for a few years. He really helped the franchise. So we then come to the weakest in this series, Daredevil. Jesus Christ. Like,
I know you don't like
Daredevil,
Daredevil, Dave.
Yeah, I'm going to go on record here. I have a thing about Daredevil sucking. And, I've read many issues of Daredevil that are quite good. This was not one of them. Also, whoever did the art, really, and it was a cast of thousands that did the art. Kerry Nord, Rick Leonardo, Matt Ryan, they're all sharing around. It was poor. And this storyline sucked. And oh my God, and then finally we get the Spider-Man team up. That was the best part of it, but this was poor. I've got to say, I'd be embarrassed to have bought this, frankly. Ray, I know you're going to defend Daredevil. He's your man. What do you respond to my allegations?
Oh, look, I agree with you. There are far better Daredevil issues in that regard, so that's not a problem as well. I think, though, it has a lot of the Daredevil flavor that you'll get in the comics. So, Dave, if that's not your cup of tea, fair enough, but you do get that sort of thing. Same way that Spider-Man has its own flavor of, keeping up with the Osborns or, Desiree in, the previous thing. We do get a lot of focus here on, of course, Foggy, and Karen, and who's the...
Karen Page.
Yeah.
And the chick who's running the law firm.
Yes.
Find them out.
That's right. Yeah, her as well. So there's a lot of those dynamics happening. And, of course, there's that relationship with Foggy as well. Compared to the previous issue that we did, The Amazing Spider-Man, there's not that much action. But I do love it when Daredevil and Spider-Man, albeit Ben Reilly, team up. We got...
Well, that was the best part.
Yeah.
That was the best part, where they teamed up, But even the artwork, when it's
I'm not a fan of the art.
The artwork of the fight,
Yeah, I'm not too much a fan of
it. Actually, frankly.
What did you think of the art, Phil?
It was all right. Again, I think that might be the weakest part of this issue.
Yeah.
Again, this is if you like Dark Daredevil, this isn't your thing. This is, I think, 3 issues into it, a new run, a new team, where they kind of... Again, this is right after Foggy finds out Matt's Daredevil, so that's still fresh. But this is right out off the runs of I was gonna say Chichester, and then I think J.M. DeMatteis did a couple issues. So there was years of
Chichester's run was far superior.
Oh yeah,
just the way he handled the Kingpin and that
whole
the lead up to issue 300 or whatever.
Yeah,
that was fantastic. So this does have, but on the flip side, as I said, it does have a lot of elements.
It would have to be. This was amateur hour.
Yeah, they were trying to do a lighter take at Daredevil, I think, because just there was years of dark stories, but
I don't mind this kind of portrayal of Daredevil as well. He doesn't have to be super dark. And again, it's if you're invested in the supporting cast, then you're getting a lot here.
I think they were trying to go extra goofy this issue too, because it's Daredevil and Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get that. I didn't get that from this issue. But yeah.
No, I did. I did big time.
That it was goofy, goofy Daredevil.
Well, it's just, hey, let him shoot you. Why shoot me? Let him shoot you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was almost like Three Stooges. It sucked.
Okay.
I just kind of took that I just took that this villain is such a loser that we're not going to take this guy seriously.
Yeah, but to be fair,
Ray,
as well,
Ray, you're defending your man, but come on, Ray, you're defending your man, Ray, but really. In your heart, this was a poor issue, Ray.
No, this is out of the 3. This would probably be the lowest. So I would say that, and that's being said, I'm a Daredevil fan, but look, I'm also a Spidey fan. So, when you put it up against, I like how it did continue straight away. Phil, hats off to you picking these issues that really do reference each other, and I can't remember exactly where, but I was reading it, and it.
When Ben's swinging by and he goes, "Oh man, that fight with Mysterio,"
Yeah, exactly, and I like that. So this is an absolutely.
That was cool. I enjoyed that. That was cool.
Yeah, and just a little bit of continuity goes a long way. So that sort of thing. But yeah,
4 out of 10.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh,
yeah. Come on, and I'm deducting points for Daredevil here. And I've never liked him much. I'm always on Punisher's side, not Daredevil's. And it's 4 points.
He's your
You know,
Batman,
maybe
isn't
I'm
he?
being-
No, like he's
Yeah,
your
I can't stand Daredevil.
Punisher,
Yeah.
my favorite character.
Punisher's great. I love Punisher.
Punisher's good as well. I love Punisher as
I
well.
wish Punisher had been in this. I wish Punisher had been in this to add some spice and flavour. But instead, I had a goofy Daredevil goofing it up with Ben Reilly, and no thank you, with poor artwork. So, I mean, you know, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
No, thanks.
From memory, Phil, Miss Sharp, is it Rosalind Sharp? She's actually, is that right? She's a pretty good, pretty good character just from memory. Just what she, how she gets, how she's part of the whole Daredevil series.
And it's a whole thing too. She's like the bitch of, but it turns out that she's like, I think she's Foggy's biological mother. Yeah.
Yeah. So that, yeah. But yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, no, she wasn't going to give them the job unless, I know, she was going to turn Foggy away if Matt didn't accept the job. Yeah, that's Foggy's biological mother. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'd give this a 6.5. I'd say it's like it's
readable. God. A 6.5?
Yeah.
Oh my God, the bias is coming through. Right?
No. He's nice to everything, Dave. Come on.
This is it's good. I mean, Dave, again, like there are a lot of elements, as I say here, from a lot of Daredevil issues. So I appreciate that, but it's not the best Daredevil issue.
When I think of good Daredevil, outside of Frank Miller, you know who I think's really underrated? Bendis was good, but also
Bendis is Brubaker. Brubaker's run is amazing. Yeah, him and Bendis, one after the other.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah. Again,
I meant to mention, I saw on Twitter, I think I retweeted it. It was a picture I think it was live action of when Daredevil had his armor. Someone has cosplayed. You know how Daredevil had the armor?
The gray? Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone cosplayed it, I think, or designed it maybe. Graphic designed it. It looks really cool. I retweeted it on my Twitter feed earlier tonight. I will tag you guys in because it was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, let me say it.
It looked really cool.
Yeah, man, send it to me. I'll show it to Chichester. Oh.
Yeah, I'll check it out. What are you giving this issue, Phil? You're gonna be you've got both of our extremes.
Yeah, I know. I'm probably middle of the road, but I'm probably closer to Ray. Probably give it like a 6.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, it just, Daredevil as usual, skating by on his name. And can I also say this?
Yep.
I want to go on the permanent record. I cannot stand Goofy Daredevil. It's lame. Like, give
the
me
Mark
the dark,
Waid run?
broody.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, hate it. Hate it. Like, and we're all supposed to love it? Like, no. Give me the classic dark Daredevil if I have to read any Daredevil at all. Preferably give me Punisher beating up Daredevil. But, this goofy Daredevil, this wacky Daredevil.
I've never thought, that is true. Phil, the Chichester run, I wouldn't call it, you call it dark, I guess, but I don't really see it as dark.
It's not like, but it's not killing
goofy
guys or
well.
no.
Yeah. But it's a middle ground. I like that.
But I mean, look at issue 300. I mean, it's basically him beating on Kingpin while they're like running through Port Authority or like in back alleys and stuff. Yeah, so.
Pretty.
I mean, it's something Dave would like more than this. Yeah.
No,
and I totally appreciate that's probably really good. I just haven't read it. But when they go really wacky with their Daredevil, I think they've just run out of ideas, and they're just sort of, they're just spinning their wheels. But that's just my take, guys. I mean, I'm not always right. I usually am, but not always. Every now and then, I have to make a mistake. I'm trying to find this bloody picture of Daredevil in the armor. It looks like I didn't retweet it, like I meant to. But I will find it.
But yeah, Dave, issues Daredevil 297 through 300. Read that. It's good. Yeah, follow the Kingpin.
Yeah,
okay,
very good.
Well, yeah, no, I will. I'm always, as always. I actually don't. You know who I don't mind? Charlie Cox as Daredevil. I actually really quite enjoyed this. To be honest, I really quite enjoyed the series, and I was happy that he's going to be in She-Hulk. And as a side note, have you guys watched She-Hulk? Because I've been enjoying it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I liked it. Yeah,
I've been enjoying it.
good.
I find, unfortunately, because of there's all this talk and critique on the special effects, the CGI, I find myself casting a little bit more of a critical eye on the CGI to see if it's good or not.
Yeah.
And it is inconsistent.
It's not that good.
but
some
again,
some of the scenes are fantastic.
Again,
Some of the scenes are really good.
it's a TV budget. It's not like $100 million
absolutely,
movie or
absolutely.
something. So
No, like I was saying, like there are some scenes and shots, with the lighting and the CGI looks immaculate. Like it looks really good, but you can tell there are particular shots where the CGI, the budget just wasn't there. And unfortunately, you can kind of see it. But I'm not going to let that detract from it. It's been such a fun thing so far. Seeing Blomsky, it's really cool.
Yeah, that was fun. I preferred the second episode, the most recent one. We watched it like last night, and I'm quite enjoying it, frankly, and more than I thought I would actually as well. And I like She-Hulk in general. Yeah. And I have a lot of time for She-Hulk, but I think they're doing a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
they're doing nine episodes of She-Hulk. Did you see, Dave? They said when we get that new Daredevil series, it's going to be like 18 episodes or something.
Well, that's cool, and the storyline was like a really famous one.
Well, Born Again, but they kind of did some of that in season 3 of.
I think it's just a play on the name.
Yeah, it might just be
No Way Home. Yeah, they're just going to use it because it's obviously associated with Daredevil, but I don't think it's going to be.
Well, they did elements of some of that in season 3, so I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Very true. Yeah,
the fans ask as well. Oh, they've done that already. What are they doing again for? So that's why I think it's.
Do you think John Berthner will come back as Punisher?
I mean, I know we're getting Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin, so we could.
What about the chick?
Kristen Ritter? Kristen Ritter's been that's been squashed, hasn't it? That rumor?
I don't know if it's been squashed. I mean, no word on it, but I mean, they were
Jessica Jones, Dave. Is that what you're talking about?
No, Karen Page.
Whatever
that actress.
Oh, Deborah.
Oh my god, I find that actress is so damn hot. I've said this. Ray knows this. I've mentioned this before, haven't I, Ray, to you?
Yeah, you have many
bring
times.
her back, and you've got me for all 18 episodes. You could have me for 88 episodes. I don't even like Daredevil. I'll watch it because of her. I'm pretty confident that's a major reason why I was watching in the first place. She's fantastic, and the less she's wearing, the better. I don't mean to make that a sexist comment, but just one man's opinion on the street.
I mean, think about that. 18 episodes. It's like if they do one a week, man, that's going to be 4.5 months of Daredevil we'll be getting.
Yeah, that's great. Can't wait.
Well, I hope they bring in some other characters to bolster up this relativity character,
like the Punisher.
So, bring in the Punisher. Bring in Punisher. Bring in the Rider. Bring in the Rider.
Bring in Darkhawk.
Let's build towards
Darkhawk.
Yeah, bring in whoever. I don't care who you bring in because Daredevil can't carry 18 episodes all by himself. That's too much Daredevil for anybody. But you bring in Punisher, man. You bring in the Ghost Rider, and suddenly you've got a show. Maybe even bring in Moon Knight, Ray.
Bring it. He's already in the universe. Bring him in there.
Hey, Dave. Maybe we'll get Karen Page. Maybe they'll cast a new Elektra. You never know.
Yeah. I love Elektra, man. And it didn't feel like they did enough with the Elektra in the previous show.
I felt storyline. As much as I liked Elodie Young, I think that was her name.
Elodie Young.
She was okay. She was good. That they could have done more with her. That's all.
Because there's some storylines for you, Dave. He has to try to stop Elektra, who's just killing guys left and right. Yeah.
Well, I like Elektra. I far prefer Elektra to Daredevil. I've got nothing against her killing people. I couldn't care less. One of the things that annoys me about Daredevil is he's such a goody two shoes, and and
hang on, Batman doesn't kill as well, does he? Batman doesn't kill.
Yeah, but he doesn't. It's the lectures Daredevil gives, and every now and then Frank Castle has to just teach him a lesson. And it's about time, Frank. It's about time Frank stepped in and maybe taught Daredevil a few lessons of life. Because in his own show, Daredevil, we have to watch Frank Castle get beaten up by Daredevil. I hate it.
There's a really good Dave.
Give me back to the old days when Daredevil used to get his ass handed to him.
There's a really good early issue, Phil. I don't know if you know the number. I think it might be 4 or 5 of the Chip Zdarsky run. I think, and Punisher is in it. He meets Daredevil there. That's a really good one. You should check that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil stomp on Punisher? Is that why you?
Oh no! I can't remember offhand, but it's just a really good confrontation. That's all. Yeah,
I've heard
he does a really good.
I'm actually,
he portrays Frank Castle really well. Yeah,
I'm always down for a good like as much as I'm bagging Daredevil out. When a good writer does a good work on him, I don't mind it. Like it's just my page used to stem back to the 80s when Daredevil and Punisher were at each other's throats, and you had to kind of pick a side. You know, and I know.
I know all about that, Dave. Don't worry. picking sides.
And you may have heard me probably tell you about it several million times too, Ray.
I love it. It's good. It's good.
Issue 4, the Chip run. Punisher's big and bold on the cover. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, it's a really good issue.
Check it out. Yeah. All right. So, what did you give it, Phil? What did you give this?
Oh, the last one. Like 6. I said, I gave it a 6. Yeah,
6 out of 10.
I gave it a 4. Ray gave it a 6.5.
Bumping
Ray,
up the average.
Are you high, Ray? Are you actually? No. Are you actually high, Ray? Like
no.
How many wines have you had?
All the faculties, they're all there. Yeah. 6.5. Right. I'll stick by it.
Okay. So tell us.
4. I'd give Bender Superman. You know.
I agree. Well, I think I gave Bendis' Legion of Superheroes versus Justice League like a 1 or a 2.
Yeah.
One when we did it on the show. Now, Phil, were you telling us that potentially you're going to do a show and we're going to have Lilith on soon or something? Was that?
Yeah, I know she was going to try to do a one of these Ben Reilly issues with us, but at the end of October we're going to have episode 200 of Ultimate Spider-Cast where we're going to talk Kraven's Last Hunt. So that's what I said. I wanted to try to get you guys and Lilith, get us all on one episode.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'd love to be on. That's one of my favorite old-time stories.
Yeah, that's going to be the one our episode that drops like a few days before Halloween too. So it's going to be
nice. Yeah.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we've done Kraven's Last Hunt twice on Signal of Doom.
Well, this will be my second time around because the first time it was just me and I was talking to Dean Mateus the first time. Yeah.
I think I was on. I went on Signal, Dave. I think I was on Signal to chat with you about.
Yeah. You did. And I think that was the second time where we did it in more detail.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's great.
That storyline, the artwork and the writing. It's like perfection. Mike Zeck
is it Zeck? Mike Zeck. Yeah, Zeck is awesome. I like his art. Yeah.
Yeah, he did some good Captain America in the 80s too. Mike Zeck.
Yeah.
And some Punisher on Circle of Blood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. True. As well.
Yeah. We had Stephen Grant on the show recently, and he was talking a lot about Mike Zeck.
Okay. Yeah.
On Signal, because So is that the next one of these ones, Phil?
No. That won't be till October for.
We got one in between then, right?
For September. Yeah, we're gonna be doing it's a mini series, Spider-Man Redemption 1 through 4.
Oh, sweet. Okay, because that's in my collection.
That one?
Okay.
I'll be getting my collection soon, Dave. I'm very excited.
I've got it here. I can tell you who writes it. It's
got a lot of
Kane in it.
It's Ben Reilly. It's Kane. Yeah.
I've got like 11 complete collections coming my way. The complete.
Wow, epic collections, right?
No, the complete Ben Reilly and the complete Clone Saga. You know what I was telling you about ages ago.
James D. Mateus.
Oh yeah, it's JMD. Oh yeah, speaking of, it's JMD Mateus and Mike Zeck.
Oh yes,
really?
Awesome, fantastic.
Cool.
Oh, that'll be good. That'll be great.
So, tell us again, Ray. What have you got? You've got.
Just through a private seller. I bought the complete. It's a complete trades. I think what you have, Dave. There are 11 in total. There are 6 for the complete
the Clone Saga,
and then the Ben Reilly. Yeah.
Wow, did that cost you a pretty penny, or did you get it at a good rate?
Oh, it was okay. I think it's probably tantamount to just buying the two Omnis, right? But I think I get a bit more than the 2 Omnis. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Good for you. And was that an Australian seller or was that a
Aussie seller. So he just given up on comics, I think, and was getting rid of all his collection. Which was
he's given up on life.
No,
he's cashing out. He's just cashing out. Just like, screw it.
I got to brag to you guys because I bragged to everyone else. I got the Savage She-Hulk omnibus. You know, it's like the 25.
I heard you talking about that.
It's the 25 issues. No. Yeah. It was $100 hardcover. I got it for $62 on Amazon.
62, awesome. Wow. Yeah, I remember. I heard you talking about that.
Stuff? Is that the John
No, it's earlier than that. It's like her original series. Yeah, it's was it David Anthony Kraft? Yeah, and then there's like a random Marvel 2-in-1 in there.
Nice.
So
well, can you answer my question? Because when we were watching, because Michelle, my girlfriend, she hasn't read a comic in her life, but she watches all the shows with me and the movies. And I said, before we watched the show, I said, yeah, she was like, She-Hulk? Really? She-Hulk? She loves the Hulk. And I said, yeah, she's actually pretty cool. Now, I said it's the Hulk's cousin. In the show, you saw how you got the powers. Am I right in saying in the comics he gave her a blood transfusion? Yeah,
because she got shot by some gangsters. Yeah. And like there was like she was like bleeding out. I mean, she was dying. So yeah, Banner gave her like a complete blood transfusion. Yeah.
And most of the time in the comics, at least that I've read, most of the time, she is actually just She-Hulk all the time, isn't she? Most of the time.
Yeah, like especially like that Burn Run and stuff. But like some of those early ones, I mean, I'm only like 4 or 5 issues in, but I mean, she was transforming back and forth. But I mean, she keeps most of her intellect and stuff, so it's
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah. I think because I've read quite a bit of the John Byrne stuff and really enjoyed it, and I also read Chucky Soul. I thought did a very good run.
Very good, very good. I love that.
Yeah, I really
Dan
enjoyed
Slott.
it, yeah.
The Dan Slott run is also very, very good. So,
it is,
yeah.
And I just like the character. I've just got a fondness for her, and
she's very cool.
That's a good buy though, Phil.
Yeah, Phil.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting because even like the intro by the writer was it David Anthony Kraft? I believe he passed away like a year or two ago, but he says in this intro, it's like they basically created the She-Hulks because I think the Bill Bixby TV show was on at the time, and they were just like they didn't want to lose the trade. They didn't want the TV show to try to do a She-Hulk. Marvel wanted the trademark on it.
Stan Lee said we need to get a She-Hulk.
So that's what he said. Like
She-Hulk.
Stan Lee did the very first.
Show?
No. That's maybe because they beat him to the punch. I don't know, but yeah, no. Stan Lee did the very first issue with the origin and everything, and then basically after issue 1, he hands it to this David Anthony Kraft, and he's like, "Here, do whatever you want." That's what he says in this intro. He's like, Stan basically handed it to me, no notes that what to do and not do, but Stan just created it and says, "Here, run with it." Yeah. He's like, "Cool."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's been a very successful character.
Oh yeah.
Really bounced around the Marvel Universe, and I think I actually she's one of my outside of the top sphere of characters I like at Marvel. She's right up there in the second tier. I think she's a cool character. So I was actually kind of looking forward to the show, and so far I've been really enjoying it.
I mean, can you imagine Stan Lee just creates a Marvel character, and says, "Here, you write it now."
Yeah.
Yes, I can imagine that. And I can imagine that. I can imagine a lot of the heavy lifting on just about everyone else. I can. But he's an ideas guy, so that's what he does. But what I like that she's born out of a legal necessity as well. Like she's, it's literally like that show was big. I actually bought the DVD box set recently, and I've been watching some of them. And to be honest, if you get past the kind of dodgy, they're not even special effects, whatever you call the effects, the costumes. It's actually a fun show.
No, yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like The Fugitive done kind of Marvel style.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Special effects. They painted Lou Ferrigno green. They put a wig on him.
Yeah.
Calling them special effects is kind of almost giving them too much credit.
A bit dated. Yeah.
But it's fun. It's cool. Well, are we ready to wrap up? I mean, I feel
I'm ready.
Yeah. You just slagged all over Daredevil.
Sorry about that.
No, that's
right. It's late on a Sunday night,
That's okay. No, it's fine.
I'm asked my questions about Daredevil. Well, you're going to get the honest response. You're not going to get the diplomat.
Of course. No, absolutely. We want the genuine, bona fide
charred out, cynical, burnt out.
Wait, there's times a day we get a polite Dave? What?
Oh, yeah, I'm always pretty polite. Pleasure to be on here.
I know.
Pleasure to be on here, Phil. Like, it's an honor to be invited.
Oh, great to have you.
It's great. It's great having you on. Yeah.
Give Ray the business. Come on.
Got to keep Ray on his toes. Yeah, when he's giving these scores, I mean, Ray, I'm going to put this on your. This 6.5, Ray. We're gonna. It needs to be reviewed by the judge. Like, follow the
I'm happy
inquiry
with
on
it.
6.5.
6.75.
I know you're happy with it, Ray.
6.75, Dave. 6.75.
Are you saying he always overmeasures, Dave?
Well, I'm not going to get into that, but all I know is Ray's very loyal to his Marvel street level characters, aren't you, Ray?
Love him. Love them all.
Oh, I'm kind of the same way. Oh, we know how loyal. We know how loyal this man is.
Batman, my favorite character.
Oh my god, I kid you not, Ray. The one time I was going to read a Batman comic for the podcast, I accidentally opened the Marvel app and I typed in Batman. What do you think it brought up?
Oh, Iron Man.
No, Moon Knight, my friend. Moon Knight.
Knight?
It did. Try it. Go on the Marvel. Go on Marvel Unlimited. Type in
hilarious.
Batman and hit search.
I'll confirm nor deny any of that.
All right, so
That's hilarious.
All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. Like I said, next month we'll do Spider-Man Redemption. But for the month of September, Lilith is away. She's moving, so. Yes, we already pre-recorded some, so next week you'll hear me, Charlie, and Justin the Owl Osgood talking some Frogman and Spider Kid. So, and then those two will be back in 2 weeks for the first 3 issues of Superior Spider-Man.
Superior Puss.
That's good stuff. The Superior Spider-Man. Love that stuff.
Yes.
Superior Puss.
And then in 3 weeks, we still haven't recorded that one yet, but yes, me, Charlie, Justin, Noel Tates, and we'll try to drag wrestle, and we're going to do Marvel team up, what is that, 96 with Spider-Man and Howard the Duck, so that one's going to be weird. And then we'll be back here again for Spider-Man Redemption.
Yeah, that was good.
All right, so send your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find Ultimate Spider-Cast on Facebook, on Twitter. Join the Web of Spider-Man, our Facebook fan group, now at 3.9K members. Come on, give us the push. We need 4. We need 4,000.
Fucking hell, it's pushing up, man.
And then go join our Batman fan group so we can get that above Into the Night.
Oh, come on.
That's funny.
So, find all our social media, link to the YouTube channel. Again, everything we do gets a video, so smash that subscribe button.
Smash it.
And, of course, the Patreon. Again, help us support this. We're paying for this out of our own pockets. As Justin always says, join the Patreon elite like Justin, Russell, and Ray right there. So yes, $3 to $5 gets you early access to creator interviews, and of course, because Lilith loves our pain, superhero movie brackets. We will find the worst superhero movie of all time. Last night we just recorded League of Extraordinary Gentlemen vs. Sin City 2 with Dame the Kill for.
Yeah.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is far worse than Sin City 2.
I'd say the other way around.
Well,
I love Sin City.
You got Frank Miller's cheerleader down there, so.
Yeah, that's right. I'll stand by my man. You know.
I like Sin City, the first movie.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of the Dame to Kill For. Like, I got the comics back in the day as well.
It's not as good as the original, but I still enjoyed it. But League is a particularly poor movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's some nice little indulgences, I guess.
Yeah.
Jekyll and Hyde, I love saying.
I love
Dorian Gray. Yeah.
I love this thing Phil's got going, though. It's actually a pretty cool
it is cool. Yeah. Little matchup.
I like giving my opinion when I weigh in with no knowledge.
No! All right, so subscribe to our Patreon or pick up some merch. Find it all at Linktree, linktr.ee/CapesandLunatics. All right. You've been quiet all day, Dave, so tell everyone, where can they find you and Signal of Doom and everything else?
Well, Signal of Doom, you can find us on Twitter. Signal of Doom is the Twitter handle. We're obviously on all the podcast apps. Signal of Doom. There's a Signal of Doom Facebook page and group. Yeah, so check us out there. We do a weekly show, comic books and comic book movies. Rich is my regular host. I have various people coming on. We have a lot of creator interviews mixed into the mix. We've got Chuck Dixon coming up again in mid-September. We're going to have Chuck. And I'm in talks with a couple of other people as well. But, we just had on Val Semiak this week. And we had Stephen Grant the week before. So, just rock and roll all night long. And yo, Joe, to all the G.I. Joe fans out there, because I have had a surge of G.I. Joe fan interest. And I'm thinking about converting the show to fully G.I. Joe. And maybe just G.I. Joe and Punisher. Wouldn't that be fun?
Where's Wolverine?
I'd be so happy. And Wolverine.
That's the crossover you need, Punisher and G.I. Joe.
Oh, I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it. But no, there's a lot of stuff going on Signal of Doom. We've been going for 5 years now, actually. I realised when I did the math the other day. So we've been rock and roll. Check us out there, and thank you for listening, and thanks for inviting me on, Phil and Ray. It's always a pleasure, man.
Always a pleasure, Dave.
Thank you. And again, yes, Ray, we know you don't do any podcasts, but yes, tell people where they can find you.
Look, just look for @RayRayPod, REY Pod on Twitter, and I'm happy to chat about most things. Don't know too much about DC, but enjoying the Flash. But yeah, got podcasts on Moon Knight, Spider-Woman, Superman, and more recently the Yautja Predator. So go check that out.
Oh yeah, your new show, Ray.
Yeah, it's going to be, by the time this show drops, maybe our show will drop as well. We're going to be chatting with Ed Brisson as well on the latest series.
Oh, that's cool.
Of Predator, so that will be fun. But go check, Ray Pod is all you need to know.
And one day we're going to force him into a Batman vs. Predator crossover.
Yeah, no, that's not, you're not twisting my arm there, Phil. I'm loving, I would love to go on. So, could I tell you as well?
Another three volumes of that.
I've got, can I say as well, one of my recent purchases as well is on its way. It's a complete collection of Batman vs. Predator.
Oh, Bray bought some Batman, eh?
Yeah, I think it's a hardcover.
Batman,
I'm not too sure.
My favourite character.
Yeah, but it's got 1, 2, and 3.
They're great. They're great, man. Those Batman vs. Predator issues are great, dude. I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since I read those, but I mean, I think those better than the Superman vs. Predator and stuff.
Yes, very much so, Phil.
Yeah.
100%. That was.
We did Superman vs. Predator recently, Ray, didn't we?
Yeah, that was David Michelini though, and he's generally a really good Spider-Man writer, writer in general. But yeah, it was a little bit disappointing his Superman Predator. But I've got high hopes for Batman and Predator. Yeah,
Batman Predator's a lot better. There's 3 of them, done by different people, and they're all pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Can't wait. Read them.
Cool.
I'll be on, Phil. Just tell me when. I'm there.
All right, like I said, it might not even be till early next year because.
Record myself then.
Oh.
I'll just by myself, just monologue.
We're all guest stars, something. We'll do this. I can't wait to talk Batman with you, Ray.
I can't wait.
Imagine if Ray loves it so much that he converts to Batman.
Oh,
I'll be Team Predator.
I'll take Team Predator credit for that.
All the way.
Yeah, you'd be going for Predator all the way.
I'll be like, I've been calling it for years, kids.
Batman, my favorite character.
I saw today, actually, on Facebook, an image of Judge Dredd with Predator. And I'm not sure if it was if it was fan art or if it was an actual.
No. There's Predator versus Judge Dredd.
I was going to say I never read it, but I was pretty sure. Yeah, they did. Pretty sure they did that crossover.
And they've also done Predator, Aliens, and Judge Dredd as well.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
I'll
give you a copy, Dave.
I reckon I've read one of them, but I don't think I've read Predator versus Judge Dredd.
I haven't read just the solely Judge Dredd Predator. Sorry, Phil.
That's okay.
We should be taking this off air.
Sorry.
While Dave makes his shopping list. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us again. September starts next week. You'll hear filling. Lilith is all happy. It took a bunch of men to fill her position. So, not like that, Ray.
Yeah, come on, Ray.
Yeah, Ray. But until then, kids, swing on back.